The first time I ever heard the word vegan was about 16 years ago. It was through my dad. When I was about 10, my dad went vegan for 3 years. A friend of his came to the house and was telling him about veganism and about how it changed his body, I suppose. And my dad thought, this is interesting. Okay, no animals, right? Maybe I should try this. His friend laughed at him because my dad has a background of cattle farming. His dad was a butcher, dad was a farmer. And it was like comical that like my dad would be a vegan. But yeah, he was. He for 3 years went vegan. And even as a child, I remember dad changing quite a lot. Physically, it was the leanest, fittest I've ever seen him. Honestly, I think it was the closest to my dad's natural state. He tested his body more. He tested his strength. He tested his flexibility. And this wasn't because he wanted to get fit or lean. This was just the food that he was eating was making him feel like doing these things. He actually used to do something kind of strange that I don't know if veganism, there's any connections there, but he used to like to hang upside down from the ceiling. Yeah, I can't really explain that one. I'm sure there was a logical explanation, but I'm not really sure what it was. He used to hang upside down. That was only while he was vegan. Anyway, mentally then, well, like my dad always had an ability to question the world around him, but I think being vegan just made him do more than just question it and actually think about the world around him. He said to me a couple of months ago that when he was vegan 16 years ago, that there was something he felt was revolutionary about it. He could see that, okay, this not eating meat, it's bigger than the diet. This is affecting the planet. Dad's only problem was a lack of information. He didn't have the internet, so he couldn't look up studies the way you or I have. He couldn't see any of these doctors or these nutritionists or these real life examples of people thriving and living on this lifestyle. He didn't have that. But we do now. So that's why my dad went away from veganism 3 years ago. But thankfully now, my family and I, other than my brother who is, eats very little animal products, he's getting there. We're all vegan. And we all kind of came to it together. It was something we all knew about, obviously, from years ago from my dad, but it was something that we all came to together. And that's the start of my vegan story. It started with my dad. It started with watching him change and being interested in it myself as a child. And I always felt I was cool because I knew what the word vegan meant, back then. Nobody really knew what a vegan was. They only knew the word vegetarian, but I knew what a vegan was. And I think that's how veganism is going to spread now. It's cool to be vegan. To change the world, the reward system has to shift. The incentive has to be kind to the planet, not to be harmful to the planet. It has to be the cool girl has to be the one who's vegan, or the cool guy has to be the one who's vegan. And I think that's what's happening. It's becoming, I see it even with my husband. I see it with friends around him. They see that he's getting healthier and fitter, and it's because of being vegan. And yeah, that's cool. It's cool to be fit and healthy. It's not cool to smoke, and it's not cool to throw your life away. So the social paradigm must change, and it is.